struggled with the car in the morning, and he actually found that the noise that he'd been hearing was a stone stuck between the rim and the caliper, making an enormous noise.
When you're a bit older, you need to time to warm up, even the weather is quite warm, but I was taking a bit more carefully. I have had a lot of moments over here in the past, so I know it's long rally, so I try to keep the good rhythm on the afternoon, and then we will see how it's with the weather, if the rain is coming or not, so I think we will have again interesting rally.
Very much the approach of a champion there, of course, current IRC champion. He makes some small changes, but fellow Skoda driver Freddie Leutz will be making big changes.
Do you think it was the wrong decision?
A little bit, yes, but it's maybe also a little bit the combination of my car was a little bit too soft, and even where it was going well, I had the feeling I was on the limit of the car, not clean enough, not racing car enough, and if I pushed hard, I was losing time. So no, I think I have to make some small adjustment and try to do better in the second run through.
As the crew's take in some food and talk to their teams, there's a rumour going around that the rain is on its way. The wind is picking up in the service park. We saw the storms close in last year. One man who takes 2 spares for the afternoon loop is Guy Wilkes. So special stage 6 then. After the first loop, Leutz did what he called a full reset of his Skoda. At service, his team changed from a soft to a harder setup, and he goes for harder tyres as well. It works wonders for the Belgian. He takes fastest time on special stage 6, 4 minutes 39.5. He beats both the Works drivers, Hannanen and Kopecky, but he stays in 6th place overall. You can see just how bumpy these roads are as well. Broken tarmac, changing grip levels all the while. Terry Neuville hadn't managed to get above 6th place on any stage today, and on special stage 6 he goes off the road in 6th gear. My goodness me, he was lucky that that happened just when it did. A couple of very frightened people in that car, very fast trip into small trees. The Belgian damages the front of the 207, lucky not to write it off completely. Manages to finish the stage in 15th place and loses 30 seconds. He remains 7th in the overall classification, and exceptionally lucky in my opinion. Juho Hannanen, special stage 7, sees a return to form for the championship leader. Look how committed he is through there. Fastest, but by only 0.8 of a second from Mikkelsen on the limiter in 6th, all the way through that section there. After making some setup changes in the service park, he's pushing now. His good run sees him move from 5th to 3rd overall, 12.3 seconds behind Kopecky, and this is what it's like to ride on board with a proper champion rally driver, fully committed. Gian Domenico Basso, some of the crews benefited from service, but one man whose day wasn't getting any better was the Italian, I'm afraid. After he struggled to get to grips with the Proton on the Czech roads, he suffers a puncture on special stage 7, and he loses almost a minute. Luckily for him, his teammate PG Anderson in the sister Proton Satrian EOS 2000 was still lying in 10th place overall. So it's a better showing for the Proton team and promising for the future for them. So then Kopecky leads, 7.3 seconds ahead of Mikkelsen. Hannanen in 3rd. Skoda lockout for the 1-2-3. Bouffier and Wilkes for Peugeot bringing up 4th and 5th. Leutz, Neuville, Gardemeister and Craig Breen into the top 10 in his M Sport Fiesta S2000. A great run for him on his Zlin debut. Well known for his work in the WRC Academy and rally wins in Ireland and the UK as well. So we're going to take another commercial break. Join us in a few moments for the conclusion of day 1. Special stage 8 is Trojac 2, and we can expect the roads to be dirtier for the second run through these stages. Leutz goes fastest again, 2 quickest times in 3 stages, and by a considerable margin to the 3rd place driver, Bouffier. That was 3rd for Bouffier because over 28.69 kilometres of rally stage, Leutz and Kopecky set identical times of 15:47.7. Incredible, and a great performance by those 2 drivers. They go 6.7 seconds quicker than anyone else. Andreas Mikkelsen, who was in a strong 2nd place, just 7.3 seconds down, reports a puncture 15 kilometres into the stage. Now with too far to go to the end of the stage, risking damaging the car, he stopped to change the tyre, and incredibly, he's only 1 minute 54.3 off the leader, Kopecky, at the end of the stage. Strong pace on the stages, a wheel change him back into the belts in under 1 minute 48 as well. Guy Wilkes Heartbreak too for the other UK back crew. You can see there he ran wide, he was pushing. He started the stage in 5th overall, but he felt the car wasn't exactly to his liking. And when he was pushing to make up for the lost time, you can see he ran wide from the rear of the car, got a puncture, and he slips to outside the top 10 as a result of his delay. 13th overall, and 3 minutes 4 seconds behind Kopecky. Special stage 9. Thierry Neuville only manages 7th fastest time on special stage 9, 11.5 seconds off the fastest. And some of the time loss he blamed on the previous stages off, which he said was affecting the aerodynamics of the car, but I think it's probably more likely that his confidence was somewhat affected by that off. You can see these roads, this is typical Zlin roads, very narrow, absolutely zero runner, kind of an Australia but on tarmac. Brian Bouffier, 4th quickest on 9. He thought he could get away with slightly older tyres, and it wasn't a good choice. After special stage 8, Loix was only 2/10 behind, and Loix moves ahead after special stage 9, demoting Bouffier to 4th. Incidentally, just behind Bouffier on special stage 9 was Ireland's Craig Breen and Gareth Roberts in the M Sport Fiesta S2000 again. Great performance by them to go 5th quickest on special stage 9. Freddie Loix, fastest again on the final stage of the day. He climbs into joint 2nd overall after beating Hannanen on this stage by 1.6 seconds. Rather obviously, he was extremely happy with his change to hard compound tyres and the changes to the setup. He even put 2 new tyres onto the front of the car for this final stage, the spares he was carrying. He's often a slow starter, Loix, but you have to wonder what would have happened if he'd been on the right tyres this morning. Juho Hannanen, he's picked by Loix and comes 2nd on this stage, but he remains 2nd overall. Joint 2nd, as both him and Loix are 19.7 seconds down together from the leader. After a difficult start to the day, Hannanen's improved stage by stage. He is now a serious force on all surfaces. He'll chase the victory. He's won twice on tar this year. And despite supposedly focusing on the SWRC, he leads the IRC and has won 3 out of the 4 rounds he's entered. So Jan Kopecky, local driver, in for the local team, 3rd on special stage 9, but he still leads.
Everything was perfect, I have to say. We didn't make any mistake, the car was perfect, spectators were perfect, and the weather was perfect. So, okay, now we are in the 1st place. We have leading by nearly 20 seconds, but still we need to push, I think, tomorrow quite a lot.
He certainly does. Last year, of course, went out on the final day when he was in with a chance of winning the event. Production Cup then, Orsak Yaroslav in his Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 9, running apparently to R4 specification. He had a great first day in the Production Cup. The Czech driver leads by 53.2 seconds despite using just a bit more than the available tarmac. And he leads from this man, his fellow countryman, Daniel Bahalek. He's 19th overall in his Subaru Impreza STI, proves that local knowledge is power. He lies behind the Mitsubishi of the Production Cup leader. 23rd overall, 5 minutes 38 from the overall lead. Shows you the difference in the pace between these Group N cars. Oh, there we are, look, identical line almost to his class competitor, making the photographers take a run for it as well. Very, very tricky corner. You can always tell when the spectators are stood somewhere that it's going to be difficult. Now, both those drivers have the misfortune of this man to thank. Unfortunately, Vaclav Pesh, who was leading the Production Cup, he was lying an impressive 12th overall in his R4 specification Mitsubishi, and from the look on his face, he was trying exceptionally hard. Unfortunately, he retires. So he leaves Orsak leading from Behalek, 53.2 seconds, and Jelinek just behind him, literally 6/10 behind, so very, very close in the Production Cup. So here we can see Petr Zegnik in his Ford Fiesta, S1600, sorry, Super 1600. He sets 1 fastest time in 2-wheel drive category, but his consistency pays off, and he leads from Czech driver Junovsky and the Italian Albertini. Martin Kanga in the Honda Civic R3. After a great start to the rally, he set a fastest time on special stage 1 and on special stage 5. The Estonian had technical issues. He was another class favourite who was bitten by unreliability. You can see how well committed he is as he comes through there. So the UN have declared this a decade for road safety, and they were here
For me, it
to
is
promote the
essential.
campaign.
Without hesitation, my priority is to participate to action for road safety and to save life and injure people around the world. So far, I've had a very strong support from all the drivers at all the level participating in any kind of category. And I must say I was very happy because I've been inviting my colleagues, president of most of the international federation around the world, including the IRC community, and everybody is committed to join the FIA for Action for Road Safety.
Jean Todt there, the FIA president. They were here in town to support the UN's Decade for Road Safety, a great cause, I think. So after day one then, Kopecky leads from joint second place Hannanen and Loix 19.7 seconds down. They will pour the pressure on tomorrow and hope that Kopecky cracks like he did last year. Mikkelsen, Gardemeister, Breen in an exceptional 8th place, Cresta and Anderson still in 10th in the Proton. A great run by him. So a fantastic day of action from day one of Barun Czech Rally Zlin. Hope you'll be able to join us again for the highlights tomorrow. Don't forget the IRC's iPhone app as well if you want to keep up with the action during the day, releases as the stages go on, and live timing on the website too. I'm Andrew Coley. Thanks for joining us tonight. I hope you'll be with us tomorrow for more of the same.